Come on, come all, nothing but love, nothing but respect. You know what we do, what we don't, what we is, what we isn't, and what we is here today bringing you guys and girls One Piece War Chapter 1190. I'm excited, but I'm also terrified. I can see Jashan Hothy's already up here. Hello, good morning. It's time to get to business. It is. I'm sorry that this is delayed. I've been working over the weekend, so I just have not had the time, unfortunately, to sit down and read the chapter, but thankfully I haven't copped any spoilers yet, so I'm coming into this beautifully blind and excited. Although, that being said, I hate the name of this chapter, One Whose Death is Celebrated, because there's a myriad of ways that this could go, and I don't quite know how I feel about it, so hey. That being said, we're going to get into the greatness that is One Piece War Chapter 1190. Let's get into it. We have the cover page here. Cover request by Koedi-kun. Cats gather around Shanks as he grills fish for breakfast in a port town. And we have Luffy coming in here. These are the Straw Hat Cats that we've seen previous cover pages, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that one's meant to be Luffy and Nami. That one over there's Sanji. I think that one's Usopp? Those look like the Straw Hat Cats from previous cover pages. That's kind of cool. We have Shanks and Luffy grilling up some fish. Shanks has already got one in his mouth, half eating, cooking another two while he's handing one up. Luffy's coming in for it, and the cat's coming in for it, and they're about to headbutt. That is cute. I like it. Now all I can think of for the rest of my life is that Shanks has just got really strong fish breath. I'm never not going to be able to think of that now. Bro's walking around with that thick sardine breath. Yo, morning freezing, morning. Spoiler, frogs eat emu. I know you're taking the piss there, Jashan, because you don't spoil me. But what do you mean whatever. Look, the name of the chapter is One Whose Death is Celebrated. There's only 3 people that's going to be. Or 4 people, right? Celebrating Luffy's death, which, go screw yourself. Celebrating Im's death, which, no. Celebrating Gaban's death, which, if that's the case, Oda, fuck you to the moon and back. Or celebrating Roger's death, and it's going to be, Gaban and big old Emu chatting shit about the Pirate King getting close, and, it was a good thing that he died, and that in the same sort of way that they all talked about Ace's death in a positive light with, like, Don Chinjao and stuff. Those are my 4 bets for, one whose death is celebrated. No matter which way you spin it, screw you, Oda. You don't need to, twist the knife in. Scopper Gaban to the rescue. Oh, and we get a new perspective shot here. So Luffy does have both blades still in him. It's not that the Gaban got rid of them. That may have been a bit of a art mistake or an angle issue seeing it through all the blood last chapter. So Luffy's still got both of them yammed into him. Serious, copious, egregious amounts of blood spewing forth to him. Luffy has suffered a grievous wound. Im's just there, stone-faced as anything. The axe has come down. Gaban, twin axe, blocked. My man, smiling as smiling can be. Ooh. Yo. I love the recontextualized symbolism of this. So we've got stone-faced Im glaring at them. And then we've got Gaban and Luffy. And if you pay close enough attention to Gaban and Luffy, they're recreating Ace's smile and frown insignia from his hat. Which is all about, like, the symbology of the, that's all about the symbology of the, Pirate King and whatnot. Okay, hold up. Let's get into it. Yeah, no, for sure. We're getting into it, man. Come on now. So Gaban goes flying back from that last blocked attack. And it looks like Im's axe actually produces fire on top of the Omen barrier beneath Gaban. So, like, or maybe that's a separate attack. So Gaban's coming in. Sorry, Im's coming in, and there's like fire or ice spewing off the axe, and then there's an Omen tracing off panel around behind Gaban towards Luffy. Is that what's happening there? And then in this panel here, you can't see that Omen anymore. So maybe it's gotten to Luffy. The axe is still on fire by the looks of it. That's either fire or soul energy. It's a bit hard to tell, to be honest. What the fuck, W? I'm here. Insane read in a good way. I didn't even catch the ace hat symbolism. Yeah, no. Bro, it looks like, bro, the symbolism be symbolizing, bro. Like, bro, you get a smile and a frown side by side in parallel, and it's hard for me not to see that with the ace stuff. So Im's axe is on fire or spewing off soul energy. This Omen's wrapped around. Luffy's still in transit. The tree's fucking launching down. He's on the fucking cut off trunk. And either the blades are growing in length or they're slowly they're falling out of him. Oh! Yo! How did I not even peep that? Yo! The blades grew in size and shrunk. So in this panel here, after him sitting there with the axe on fire, where it looks like the swords are coming out, you actually look on the panel on the right. The blades have extended in length like Law's Awakening and gone through the tree, and they're stabbed into the bottom of the ground underneath. And then the blades pull themselves out of Luffy. And we get Im huffing and puffing a little bit as the blades have pulled themselves out of Luffy, probably to return to Im. Bro! So he's got Law's Awakening with the Kroom ability with these blades. Like, what the actual fuck? And then Gaban's there, twirling around. He's probably gearing up for an attack or a defense here. The blades have plopped out, and they start, like, swinging out. Luffy screams in agony. Im comes in, left-handed axe, right? Swipes. We don't get the same fire or soul trail on this one, though. So Im's holding back a little bit on this second swing, almost like he doesn't want to, gas it out or something like that. Not gonna lie, sometimes you make me feel like I can't read. Sorry. Bro, I'm just nerdy, man. I'm just so nerdy. Gaban uses Shave by the looks of it to jump up into the air. Oh. No, we do get the fire on the after trim of this. But he's moving so fast that the fire can't come off mid-swing. That might honestly be a speed feat there. Low-key. If he's swinging the blade so fast that the flame that it naturally produces can't even, pick up, he's swinging it faster than it can, cop the oxygen. What a hideous form. You don't even seem to be from this world. Yo, bro is just body shaming. Yo, Gaban, the missionary of love. First person to be like, bro, you ugly as fuck. You ain't from around here, are you? That's foul as fuck. I also love that he's used Shave to jump, latch onto the tree to dodge the attack. Who art thou? Someone who understands the world. And then bro pops out, lands down, back to Im. That's brave. I get it, you got future sight. That's brave, bro. Do you know the kind of insult you need to have? Do you know? Oh, yo. Ripley, I see it, bro. I see it, Ripley. The Big D energy. Do you know how audacious you gotta be to turn your back to Im mid-fight and walk away? Im glares too, this. Okay, this little shit here, right? This cheeky dick waffle. And Gaban pulls up on Luffy. Hey! Pulls up on Luffy, picks him up by the scuff, Get up, Straw Hat Luffy. Oh, but it hurts. It hurts. You're a Brother. What do you mean? You're a disappointment. An injured old man just have to save your ass. Don't you have any shame? No. Kakashi talking about 1,000 jutsu, not using them. And then there's him using every weapon with martial arts. Yeah, 100%. Hey, Im's talking the talk and walking the walk. Yeah, Luffy's getting fucking named and shamed here. So you have a shiny white form and became an emperor? And Luffy's screaming, big deal. Don't get cocky. It hurts, old man. Let me go. Im is just flabbergasted. Like, Im's there like, yo, they're about to start fighting or... Fight! Im doesn't know what the fuck's happening. Do you want to die here? I'm not gonna die. Let me go. You may as well. You're pathetic. Yo, I love this man, Gaban, man. Gaban treating him like Colin. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Gaban is by far my favourite Roger Pirate. Like, by leaps and bounds, my favourite Roger Pirate. Do you know what will happen if you croak now? And Luffy gets the whites back in his eyes as he's looking at him? I won't be able to save my friends home. That's right. And what'll happen to you? Yo, bro is giving him the 3rd degree. Like, bro, you ain't 10 anymore. I don't care about these stories with Shanks. Are you a grown-ass man or are you a little-ass kid? Bro is hitting him with the hard truth. Yo, that's right. You won't be able to say... Oh, and what will happen to your crew? They'll be in danger? Yo, and he's whimpering. Luffy's literally going... They'll be in danger. Right, remember when you rise up in this sea, then... Oh, crap. Remember when you rise up in the sea, the number of enemies targeting you only increases. The King of the Pirates is a title reserved for one whose death is celebrated. Because everyone's gunning for their throne. If any part of you still thinks becoming Pirate King is going to be a stroll in the park, go home now. It hurts, damn it. I can't, man. I can't. No. Gaban, don't you die. Don't you do it, bro. Like, I know I was saying this freezing. I know I was saying this at the end of the last chapter, right? That Im's not going to go down, so what's probably going to happen is the first half of this chapter, Gaban's going to have good ups. Not quite good ups yet, but maybe a little bit more. Some good ups. But no one noticed storytelling, right? Yeah, I know it takes a turn in the second half. It always has to. If Gaban's looking this fucking clean now, he's going to have a good showcasing. Then Im's going to whip out some bullshit. And then something's going to happen to him. I swear to God, Gaban better not die. Oda, you better fucking treat Gaban like Naruto and Sasuke and just nerf them so that they can't participate in the story. This man better not die, right? He needs to fucking retire with his big bitty giant, alright? Don't you fucking dare. Don't you dare, Oda, do more to Gaban than what's fucking needed. Please. Gaban is too cool. Young Gaban looks like lame compared to young Ray, who is... Why is old Gaban the coldest? Because young Gaban's just like old Gaban. The difference about young Gaban is... He's a whore. He's a man whore. You know? This is the man that settled down. This is the rash sociopath that settled down. Right? If not one of the coldest old men in the story, genuine peak radio. Facts, it's always the OGs rocking Hawaiians. Oh yeah, no, 100%. 100%. Laughing my eye off. Yeah, okay, later. So he yeets him. He also just yeets Luffy, right? If you're not cut out for this, you're just in the way, you stupid brat. Bro yeets him. I swear if Luffy ragdolls off and then lands in the underworld or some BS, that hurt. Don't look at all the wounds on him. And this man, Im, low key, I gotta give Im props when props are due. Bro just let it ride. Right? Im literally was just staring down. It's just like, okay. That's fair, bro. Oh, Gaban treating him like Colin. He's basically Jinbang him. No, 100%. Damn old fart. He keeps on running his mouth. I'll show him. Show him what? Show him what, bro? He just saved you. Like, low-key, you just got folded up by 3 omens and a sword. Bro pulls out the Ruskina training. That's a deep cut. Bro pulls out the training from the Strong World Praying Mantises, whips the sword form matching it, Praying Mantis axe, Praying Mantis plum. Barrel rolls forwards, getting the slashes in. Im's out here, parrying with a mad twirl of freaking swordsmanship here. Reference to a parable in Zhuangzi about a praying mantis attempting to stop an emperor's carnage. That goes hard. Im, is this a jest? You want to kill him, don't you? Indeed. And again, Gaban's coming in. Im's hitting the parry. Low-key, by the looks of it, Im's actually losing ground. Im's blocking, but stepping back. And then Gaban comes in with a double smack that Im hits and blocks with his left elbow, while Luffy's just spewing blood. Ooh, he really reminds you of him, doesn't he? Joy Boy! Nah, you said the big JB! Bro is gonna snap! No! No! Oh, I'm about to break my chair. I can feel the anger in this man. You said the big JB. Gaban, why are you spitting in his face right now? Like, I get it. You're him. But still. Oh, Big Moo got integrity. New World Supernova. Yo, hello, Burbo. Oh, I'm terrified here. He really reminds you of him, doesn't he? Joy Boy. And he's coming in. Im stops the twirling, puts on the 90-degree stance, and gets the stronger blocks. Who art thou? What dost thou know of Mu? Translator note, Bone Eater, forged by one of the big 3 of Japanese swordsmiths. So he pulls out a new blade from, I'm actually gonna take a stab here and say that this is the, Baron V Bloodline's Sacred Blade. For those of you that don't know, I've said in the past that, before, like, I had an old theory. Before we got revealed that Nusjuro, had the, yokai, the Bone Horse, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head right now. I actually had a theory that because he, bald, monk, samurai attire, he was actually going to be based on the White Serpent in Japanese mythology and Chinese mythology that was all about gold and, betrayal and whatnot. I'm going to claim right now that this is their family's sword because, one, it's one of the big three of the Japanese swords. Two, we know that the blades that Imu uses are the heirlooms of the Celestial Dragon families, right? And number 3, it's literally got the White Serpent as the handle guard for the blade here, which, being a samurai katana, I'm gonna say pretty confidently that this is the Baron V Nusjuro's family lineage blade. I'm actually going to go a step further though, because it looks like there's this omen coming off it as well as this really unique, interesting temper pattern. So the fact that they call it Bone Eater, I'm wondering if this is going to be something that's similar to You guys know how Big Mum was able to put her homies in her bones to resurrect her bones? I wonder if this is going to be the opposite, where if you get slashed, this is going to put an omen inside of you that devours your bones. I know that might be a bit of a fucking ass pull there, but like seeing this like serpent energy coming around it, and knowing the history of that story, because it's an old theory of mine, right? I got a pretty fucking sneaking suspicion that it's going to be linked. Yeah, I wanted to mention the snake hilt. That'd be sick as fuck. Yeah. Thou, what dost thou know? And he comes in, and Gaban pincers down and blocks the blade, but it looks like two of these omens wrap around his left arm. So one comes through, and it looks like it body smacks his left arm before swinging around over to his right arm, and the other one kind of actually looks like it might get blocked by Rio there, that Gaban's pushing off his side as a defense. May not be Rio, maybe an Impact. What do we see here? I learned from Joy Boy's own words. Mic drop! But don't get me wrong, I have no intention of chasing after a person from the past that I've never seen nor met. I just want to see my captain's dreams through till the end. Oh, and Im's bleeding. Cough, cough. Captain. Ugh. Stupid old man looking down on me. Come on, heal! Heal! Even if it's just for a bit. Yo, so Luffy's using the Gear 5 Toon Force, I'm assuming, to try and just freaking rip off his injuries. Who is this captain? The king of the pirates. Gol D. Roger. This is disasterful. Why is a D being called king of the pirates? Do not let his name spread any further. As you command. And that's a direct order from him. Also, the way he's wording that here, why is a D being called king of the pirates? This makes it sound like the D were against pirates in the past, where Im was a pirate. That I'll have to see this in the viz, because that's a very specific framing choice there of the words. That's almost flipping it, where it makes it seem like Im was a pirate back in the day, and the D were anti-pirate or anti-establishment, or disestablishment. That's right. The one who ushered in this golden age of piracy. And why would his former crewmate protect Straw Hat Luffy? Alright. Yo, I wasn't wrong. You can see a bit of blood on his forearm, like right here, on his left arm. And then there's some blood trickling down his right shoulder. So he got hit on both. Yeah, okay, he got hit on both. So he got hit here, and it went through his arm, and then it wrapped around like a Hagoromo scarf, and then came down and nicked the top of his shoulder. So we can see the blood trail for both of those attacks. And why would his former crewmate protect Straw Hat Luffy? Because you're trying so hard to get rid of him. Doesn't that explanation seem the most obvious? When you declared a kid like that a threat, eventually someone that can surpass us will be born. We were just too early. You may as well have announced that he is the one we've been waiting for. Yo, that is such a cold line. Also, when did Oden get that bottom chin strap going? I thought he only grew that back when he was in Wano. When does Gaban know him with the chin strap? Or am I misremembering that? It's like a three-bladed weapon with one sword, or a multi-bladed sword, true. You think the reason he can just casually heal off a whip is because the Haki forces you forces your injury to stay. Ooh, that's interesting. To be honest, no, I think it's just a normal injury, but I was more thinking like he was going to use Gear 5 to start ripping off the wounds, kind of like what he did in Egghead, but that could work too. So we see Roger, obviously Gaban, old Rayleigh, meaning he's met Rayleigh at some point, which we know he met old Crocus in the cover pages, so he would have met old Rayleigh on the way back home. So in the last 2 years, well, actually in the last 6 months, bro's caught up with Ray Ray off screen to see old Ray Ray. Oh, I like. Obviously there's Shanks, Odin before he passed, and old man Whitebeard, aka the man, the myth, the Newgate. I love that he's including Whitebeard here as well. Because obviously Whitebeard's last act was to declare, like, Luffy this sovereign, essentially. And Luffy's still bleeding profusely. A valid point. We were hasty and foolish. Perhaps we simply mistook numerous coincidences for fate. Oh! And Luffy's got an omen on him. Yo, that's the omen from the beginning of the chapter that I said was wrapping around. Where is it? Back in that first page. In the first panel of the page, when Im comes down trying to slash Gaban and we see the omen trailing around the bottom, I knew it was going for him. Yo, that makes me actually feel like Im is so much more competent than people give credit, man. Oh! Someone that actually freaking fights and, like, sets up counterplays in the fighting. I love it. Wait, you idiot. Ooh, and Gaban uses shave again. What the fuck am I looking at? Yo, I gotta stay to the right side of the page. Sorry, Treasure Tree Adam. I don't want to devour you, but... What a cold callback to a nickname. I'm sorry, Treasure Tree Adam. I don't want to devour you, but... Ugh. Ouch. Damn. My joints ache. This body of mine's gotten run down. That punk, I won't forgive him, even if he is Rayleigh's friend. Luffy, you cannot call Gaban a punk when he is solely doing your job for you when you're dead in the water. I'm not gonna lie, at this point in time, right, you are low-key, you're fumbling the bag. And Im goes to do Stigma, and Gaban hits a Kumudo. Holy shit! So this is the area that Im already withered away. So he's essentially just cutting off the dead parts. Fucking Wi-Fi Haki. This Conqueror's Haki slash to the max. So 2 slashes come down either side and cut the main branch off from the rest of the tree, and then segregate the section that Im's on with the far branch of it, while a huge burst of Conqueror's Haki comes down and hits Im like a blast of lightning, which Im blocks with a fucking shield of fucking Omen, like this man is goddamn Gandalf hitting the "You shall not pass!" Bam! Block. Bridge gone. My boy Gaban out here like the goddamn Balrog up in this bitch. No! Yo! Slices it. It starts to fall. The Omen shield dissipates the remainder of the Conqueror's Haki burst. Gaban's still dripping with ACOG. Im bleeding. Blade up. Whips back. Right? We get another one of these Omen serpents coming from the blade. Gaban's hitting the huffin' and the puffin'. Is that what you think? And then Gaban follows it up with 8,000 / Grim Throng. Isn't this... 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 8,000 / Grim the same attack. No, this is the upgraded version of the attack he used on Luffy and Zoro in their first fight. But instead of 80, it's 8,000. So it's like 100 times stronger. Same pose and everything. And we see this serpent, it's rushed up on the short side and then gone back for where it hit him before. By the looks of it. Honbami. And look at this. Look at this attack. Look at this fucking attack. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Rayleigh hitting, like, Shaki hitting the Rayleigh's 100 times stronger than them pre-time skip. And then Luffy comes back, I'm 100 times stronger. And then Gaban pacing them up with an attack and then whipping out an 100 times stronger version of the attack. Ray Gaban, bro. Ray Gaban. Ray Gaban. Ooh. Yo, and the worst part is you made this man dual wield block for cover, literally peering through cover while this attack is coming down, parrying. Brother! I'm stun locked here. I'm stun locked. Hold up. I heard something about the blade used on him having a real world mythology counterpart, one that keeps wounds from healing. Yeah. Imagine old Ray and Gaban bickering and bantering, and then they put the whole town to sleep. Oh, chef kiss. Pure Conqueror's Haki stream attacks. Ripley getting a tingle when she hears he's back in his Mountain Eater mode again. He never left, brother. He just changed the mountain. Stronger and more attacks than he used on Zoro and Luffy. Yes, 100%. Wi-Fi Haki upscale. Go Shanks to GOAT. Dripping with ACOG. Ayo, it's always Rayleigh over Gaban. I'm sorry, Jashan. I saw this fool Rayleigh huffing and puffing against Kizaru, saying, I can't do any more. At no point in time has Gaban said there's nothing more he can do. And hey, I got a lot of love for Kizaru. I think Kizaru's a strong mofo. Gaban's putting more work, even if he loses right here, Gaban is putting more work in on him than Rayleigh did on Kizaru, with Kizaru holding back. I'm sorry. That's just truth. Maybe when they were younger it was a different story. In the old man age, I ain't gonna lie. Future Sight and a few of these attacks, Gaban may have pieced up Blackbeard. I saw Whitebeard practically have Blackbeard dead to rights with one sword slash. I ain't frontin'. I could say the same to you, you know. Sorry, what was that last bit? Is that what you think? I could say the same to you, you know. Realm of the Dead, and they start falling down, and these tree branches start piecing up the fucking mountain ranges. Whew. Oh, and we see it was a lower branch there that was cut. Because we can see the edge of the stump there. It comes down, the mountain range gets destroyed. Realm of the Sun, huh? What was that? Kia... No! Oh, I saw it. It's alright. Jaime Lannister arc incoming. Bro got the Naruto Sasuke treatment. No. Oh, what did Luffy do that? No, it was someone else. And they're strong. Overwhelmingly strong. Huh? And Gaban's on the ground, left arm cut off where that fucking serpent snuck in. That's so sad. What? Old Man, chapter 1190 end. How did this chapter go exactly how I predicted last week it would? Or last chapter it would? Dead set. How did this chapter go exactly how I predicted and still fucking subvert the shit out of my expectations on it? Like freezing. Literally. 2 minutes after last chapter, I literally listed off all this stuff was going to happen. Still subverted me. I don't know if there is or isn't a break next week. Oh, please don't be a break. Please don't be a break. Shanks upscale again. Jashan, this isn't Shanks upscale. This is Mihawk upscale, bro. This is all Mihawk upscale. Oh, Gaban was pressing him with swordsmanship? Mihawk upscale. Wait, M defeated Gaban with swordsmanship? Mihawk upscale. Everything links back to Mihawk upscale. Shanks got buffed? Mihawk upscale. I think it would be a similar difference as Dofi versus Cat. You predicted he would die. No. I didn't predict he would die. I predicted that he would be nerfed from the fight like Naruto and Sasuke. Right? Which is exactly what happened. Like, you know, Sasuke gets sealed into a tree after having the Rinnegan removed. Right? Like his biggest fighting piece was removed. You know? It's always Shanks upscale. It's always Shanks upscale until it's Mihawk upscale. And when it's Mihawk upscale, it's truth. W Mihawk upscale, let's go. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, this is a damn good chapter. I love Im and Gaban's fighting styles so much. I gotta go back from the top and run through this again quickly. Because, like, the fact that they came in, and I still can't tell, do you guys think that this is fire or ice coming off this axe? And obviously, bro, I knew that fucking Omen Flame was fucking rinsing around to Luffy. The Pure Conqueror's Haki making Emu bleed through the shield is wild. I think Emu is still holding back, but impressive. No, 100%. Also, it's a magazine break, but spoilers dropping. Ooh, this is going to be a rough week to avoid spoilers on. I still can't get over the fact that Im can just croom his swords. Like, that's got to be the most unfair part yet. Especially with them having, like, life-draining fire, ice abilities and stuff like that. Like, that's actually so unfair, bro. And, like, yo, underrated feat. Gotta peep this out here. All this is happening on Adamwood, bro. Like, I need you guys to remember, Adamwood is so strong that the Sandai Kitetsu gets stopped by it. The same thing that falls like a goddamn perfectly vertical lightsaber through fucking stone. Everyone upscales Kong? No, Jashan, we agree on that. We agree on that, right? What was it? SBS from Volume 9? Oda made sure to specify Supreme Commander of the Navy, Kong, Governor-in-Chief, holds a rank above all known Marines in power. Right? Go back to the... you gotta go back to the early SBSs, bro. When people like Kong... When people like Kong are getting referenced in East Blue, that's how you know they're strong in the story. You know what I mean? They're with Roger, Rayleigh, Gaban, Shanks, and Mihawk. The holy list, bro. The holy list. Usopp observation Haki upscale. The fact that Usopp's actually getting it somewhat passive is actually really impressive. Kong was mentioned in East Blue. Yeah, freezing. Not in the main story. Kong is mentioned in SBS because Oda drops the Governor-in-Chief above the Marines exists in East Blue in SBS. And he specifies that he holds power over the whole Navy. And this is well before he's ever introduced in the story. That's like one of those things that it's like he knew he was always going to do it. He set it up mad early and it just doesn't get like a proper payoff until later on. Like, for as long... Kong has had his rank established in the story for as long as the Admirals have, which is Volume 9 from memory. Freezing. In the list of the photos I sent you for that other scale, right? It's in there. It's in those SBSs that I sent you. It still looks like fire. The axe looks like fire, but the problem is it could be like hot fire or like cold ice that looks like fire. I want to know what that axe's special power is, low-key. Oh, damn, man. And Luffy doesn't look like he healed that much. I love that, though. Im's on the defensive, losing ground, blocking, blocks with his arm, comes in, hits a parry with a strong 90-degree stance. That's actual good fucking form for swordsmanship and axemanship, bro. Strong 90s? That's where you get your power at. And then whips over, shrinks it down to be one-handed. Like, that's the other thing that we don't talk about, right? The fact that he can, essentially croom this stuff. He expands the axe to twirl and block, right? Then pops it into the two-hand form to guard, extending the pole just to get a better grip for better swordsmanship, and then shrinks it down to a one-handed axe to whip out the one-handed katana. To dual wield. Like, bro is so damn clean. And then obviously they chat their stuff. We find out that Luffy's got an omen on him, the one that snuck around from earlier. And like, low-key, I want to say Gaban stopped Luffy from getting hit by it. Because Luffy's meant to be over here by the tree line. So Luffy was well away from these attacks. Ooh, that's also really important. That is also really important to know. I didn't pick up on this before, right? So I was looking at it being like, oh, it might be a little bit of a scaling issue in size. The section that Gaban cuts where Im is. If you actually look in this page where you get the 8,000 / Grim Throng, you get the overview. This isn't the bottom branch of this section. There's heaps of branches under and a forest under. So the fact that when we see underneath it falling down and it's not the forest underneath or the canopy underneath, the giant parts that we see falling down into the mountain range aren't the same as the parts that... they're not the same parts that Im was standing on. It's just bigger sections underneath that have been cut as well. So that must be no different to what he did in the castle against Luffy and Zoro, where like the slashes kind of looks, small near him, and then you see they end up expanding the further they get, cut through the top layer of the castle, and then split the clouds in half. So these attacks get bigger the further away he goes, and they've gotten bigger and bigger and bigger until they've cut the bigger trunks underneath them. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Also, I can't tell where Gaban is by the end of this chapter. Is he still up the top, or did he fall through down to the lower level? Because he might be on the stump over here to the bottom left. On the part that he didn't cut down, so he's still up on the top. So that Luffy can come over. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Damn, this was a good chapter, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I interpreted it as he fell down. I think it's definitely plausible that he fell down. I can't believe my bro lost his arm, but like... At the same point in time, all I'm saying is, we've got Chopper and Vegapunk on the island. If that was a clean cut, bro may get the arm reattached. I'm probably reaching. Dr. Vegapunk, save my glorious Hedgehog King, Gaban. Put that arm back on. I don't need him to fight any other top tier. Preserve this man at all costs. Did the Atom Tree just destroy a mountain below, by the way? Yeah, no, it did. It destroyed multiple mountains. Like, the wood came down and literally just eviscerated this mountain here. And like I said, that's like a Sonic noises. No, the Gabbard at this point in time is like fucking Super Saiyan 37 Ultrasonic, bro. Fucking golden, glowing blonde hair, just fucking front flipping into fucking victory. Low-key, this 8,000 slash Grim Throng is doing some serious damage to people. Like, unbelievably serious damage to people. Especially when you think about how big Elbaf is and how big these mountains are. Like, hold up, I'll go up earlier on in the chapter, right? Because it's in the mountain range and it's on the same peaks and that. So if it's any of these ones over here on this right section here, right? That means those mountains, at least, are bigger than the castle that had the entire fake Elbaf city in from fucking Rhodes Room. You know what I mean? So, Elbaf Mountains be pretty big, bro. A mountain that looks like a mountain next to a sitting down 60 plus meter guy. No, phrasing. It like, foreground and background, we don't have a good sense of the depth perception there. It's a mountain comparable in size to a castle that had a city inside of it. In one room of a castle that had hundreds of rooms. You know what I mean? Like that's where the craziness in this scale comes from. Yeah, that being said, this is chapter 1190 of the One Piece manga. I think I'm going to wrap this up here. If anyone else is going live and wants to talk about the chapter, I'm happy to hop over. I got to go sort myself out some breakfast. I haven't eaten yet and I work later today. But, oh my god. This was a 10 out of 10 chapter. I ain't going to lie. We got great fights, great lore reveals, fucking great characterization. I loved this chapter through and through. Reason, you said you'll go live? Perfect. I always forget how big Elbaf is when we're seeing it from the perspective of giants. Yeah, no, 100%. Like some people, like, I disagree with some people in the size scaling of Elbaf, but no matter how you slice it, it is really big, right? It's just how big really big is up for interpretation, right? But, like, these mountains here, and again, the mountain that hits here, right, is the second tallest peak in this mountain range here, right? If that's the case, if it's one of the taller mountains, like I said at the beginning, I can go back in the fucking hard copy and bring up the beginning of the arc, right? That castle there and those mountains that are matching that castle in height. That's a big place, bro. That's a big place. Because again, one giant's bedroom in one room of that whole castle, right, was enough to have a whole fucking city with a whole castle that was big enough for the Straw Hats to think it was a whole city for giants. You know what I'm saying? So, that being said, all I'm going to say is Giant Jack durability upscale. Who doesn't love Giant Jack? That being said, until the next chapter of One Piece, or until the next video of mine you watch, whatever it is you're here for, thank you guys and girls for coming through. I couldn't do it without you. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for more notifications for content like this, and give the video a thumbs up if you're watching this over on YouTube. If you're watching this over on TikTok, share, love, check out the link in my bio for the Discord if you want to join the Discord and see all the other content, anime and manga related. Peace! Have a damn good day. Goodbye.